Oh my God! Thank God you made it.
Oh my gosh, you look so cute.
You've been working out. Look at you. I'm coming on there. What's up, everybody? We were interviewing him.
Yeah, it's just my time.
It was so boring. Oh, boy, you saved our show.
Thank God.
Once again, and I gotta be honest, this isn't the first time you've saved our show, Justin.
Really? I've saved it multiple times?
Yes, absolutely. You always show up like Batman just in time to fight these people. Anyway, oh my God.
You're okay?
Justin's back.
You just hit those headphones at 100%. Are you
Yeah, I
okay?
did. I'm good.
That
That definitely woke me up, though.
Here's what Justin hears in his headphones now. All right, let's all calm down.
Are you okay, honey? Do you want me to kiss and make it better?
No, I'm good.
Okay, good.
She just wants an excuse to kiss me.
I think was it the first time you were here?
Yes, how old were you when you first started?
I mean, I was like 14.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And you, I don't want to embarrass you, but you actually went to hug Carolina and you motorboated.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I don't remember that.
Picture proof. I'll show you later.
As long as you make to get us comfortable. How are you, Justin?
I'm great. I'm great.
You look good.
Thank you.
And isn't it awful in this day and age? We gauge people how they're doing by the way they look.
By the way they look.
Yeah.
I mean, if they look like they're like in a good mood and they look like they're well rested, that means they look good. Right?
You look well rested.
Thank you.
And your teeth are beautiful. So
Thank
white.
you. Thank you.
You know I have a thing for teeth.
Yes, you know. All right, so it's all about this. It's all about belief.
Yes.
Yeah. And we have to play. Is it okay if we play the Cut with Luda? That's the one I
Of
want to hear.
course. Yeah.
That's the one I want to hear today.
Okay. You can play that one and you can play Boyfriend.
We just played Boyfriend.
Yeah.
You can play it again if you want.
How about we get the break one? One of you will break.
Okay.
I can't believe how many collaborations are on this CD. Amazing
Yes.
collaborations.
Thank you. Yeah, I got to work with a lot of cool people. Drake, Nicki Minaj, Big Sean, Ludacris.
That was Nasty Nikki.
Nicki was great. I mean, she's cool to work with and she has a great vibe in the studio.
She's fantastic. We had her on our show one time, and the outpouring of love for her was she started crying. She's sitting in that chair, so she's like, "These people really like me." I'm like,
Yeah.
"They do. You know that, right? People do like you, Nikki."
Yeah.
She's like, "She loves it."
No, she's a good person in general. Like, she came out to the studio. I asked her to come, and she just came down and got on the song, and it was really nice.
Do you have her phone number? You can just text her at any time.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And we don't want it. We're not asking for it.
Yeah, you don't know how close these guys are. It's good.
Yeah.
It's Nicki Minaj, and there's a couple of other artists that you do this too. I see these like in the middle of the night tweets,
Yeah.
like at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Like, when do you sleep? What are you doing? Go to bed.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, we have all day. We worked all day. We want time for ourselves. So that's the time when we're on our computers or our Twitter.
Right.
Something.
But that is a time for yourself. You're actually talking to people still.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess we're still working.
When's the last time you were alone in a room with no communication with someone else?
I don't know. A long time ago.
Maybe think about one of
Think
those.
about just having a night alone.
Well, is there any place you could go still where you know you're not going to get mobbed by people?
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's definitely places. We have like a system like where we can go places and sneak in and out. Yeah. Sneak attacks.
It's weird because like this show, we deal with hundreds of people every day in this room. This night, when you go home and you lock the door and you turn off the phone, turn off the computer, it gets. I mean, the silence is deafening. It's like,
Yeah.
Maybe you couldn't do it. Maybe you would miss it a lot.
I don't know. I mean, I love my fans. I love talking to them. That's like kind of my release at night. So like, yeah, it's great.
Speaking of your fans, TJ got a chance to. When was this?
This was a couple days ago. You were doing the big signing in Lower Manhattan.
Okay.
And there were thousands of girls screaming on the street. And I just pulled my recorder out and started interviewing them. And your fans are just so excited and passionate about you. I know you know that already.
Yeah.
But I asked them some questions.
Yeah, but not the typical question.
Okay.
TJ's a little twisted.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't smoke pot, but you'd think the guy's a pothead. Here we go. Let's listen in.
If Justin Bieber said that he wanted to throw up on your head just because he was in the mood to, would you let him?
I wouldn't care.
Don't you think that's disgusting a little bit?
No, but it's Justin Bieber, so
So his vomit is okay.
yeah.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
That freaks me out a little bit.
Congratulations.
They're passionate about you.
Yeah. They must let me throw up on them.
Isn't that great? TJ asked the hard
Wow,
hitting
that's a
questions.
great question, bro.
You know,
I mean,
you're
why would you
allowed.
ask these girls that question?
Well, because they have answers for them.
Okay.
Matt Lauer doesn't ask questions like this,
That's
you know, and I know you're really tight with Matt Lauer. You know, you should come in and do an exclusive with TJ and DJ.
Yeah, of course.
We did that. We did it.
There was
One of the first interviews. Yeah, my voice was like this.
That was so cute.
That's gonna happen in the universe.
But wait, it's not over.
There's more.
There's more. You want to hear another one?
Let's hear another one.
If you're not
No, I really want to hear another one.
all right, here we go. More of the journalistic style of TJ asking Justin Bieber questions. Here we go.
How much do you love Justin?
More than anything in the world.
Okay, so would you guys all date him?
He's beautiful.
Okay, let's say that you did start dating him. And let's say you guys were just hanging out on the couch watching a movie, and all of a sudden he blew a big loud fart.
It would be okay because it would be a cute fart.
And you wouldn't be disgusted by that at all.
No. Like, inhale it.
No. They would think it. No.
What do you even say to this?
I don't know. I say that you guys are disgusting.
May I make a suggestion? It's best not to comment on that.
Yeah, no comment.
Anyway, because we know what the press will do with it. We just move on.
Yes. And then you take such great care of your fans. When they actually get to you after waiting on these lines for so long, they were raving about how you treated them. This was one girl who was waiting for 7 hours to meet you.
7 hours.
What was it? You always was it? How long were you waiting out here?
7 hours.
7 hours.
Yeah, listen to that. But here's the thing. You know,
It was.
go ahead.
Sorry, I hate to interrupt you, but no, it was so cool because it was like after a while, it was like 2,000 people, so like my hand was getting hurt. So after a while, but no, each person's a different like individual, and it's cool to meet different people and see the different people. And even one person was like a huge like Michael Jackson collector, and he came through and he gave me like a piece from like Michael Jackson that was signed, and it was like authenticated and stuff. So like different experiences with different fans is always special.
I love that you sampled Michael Jackson, one of my favorite songs.
Yes, Die in Your Arms.
Oh my gosh.
This is what's cool. One of my takeaways from your new album, Believe, is you still have people who are very young who are big fans of yours.
Yeah.
But now, you know what? This thing it's smooth, and it actually it hits a nerve with people who are more mature and understanding. You know, it's a whole. You've got quadrupled your fan family.
Thank you. Yeah, that was the whole plan with this album. I wanted to, make more people into believers. And I know that sounds corny, but at the end of the day, for once I can let my music speak for itself, and yeah. So
there you go. I mean, that's so evident. If you haven't picked up Believe yet, oh God! Before I forget, I was watching part 1 of the TV special last night. Over on NBC, You're All Around the World.
Yeah.
And part 2, I believe, is tonight, right?
Yes, it's like 20 times better. It's gonna be awesome.
Stop hyping me.
Did you see the it left you guys at a cliffhanger?
This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
It's like this is when you hit your head on the thing, and
In my head, yeah.
it looks like you fall into like a 40,000 foot cavern. I don't know. And then it's like, what will happen to Justin Bieber? We'll find out tomorrow. I'm like, really? It looks like you. It's like, is he alive?
Yes, I passed out. No, I passed out. So.
But the cliffhanger makes it look like you could be dead.
Yeah.
Well,
Would you make it very clear that you're not dead?
I'm not dead. Well, I'm right here, right now, so obviously I'm not dead. But no, just watch it. It's really exciting.
And Scooter's the one that says calm. He's just like, dude, okay, we'll check it out. We'll make sure everything's okay.
Yeah, he's the real deal. He knows how to manage it.
He's great.
Scooter's a great guy.
He did stay calm. I'd be upset.
I think that was a little bit after.
really?
I don't know what they intercut, but I don't know if they even had Scooter right away on camera. But Scooter right into the scene.
Later.
Scooter does have a heart and emotions, and he didn't care that I fell out. He wasn't just be like,
Dude, you
okay,
look like
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, he's like, dude, you look like you didn't really care that I just fell off a cliff. Okay, fine. There was something else I wanted to play for you. Oh God, we have all this stuff. All right, we'll get to that. Oh, the Apollo.
Apollo, yes.
Talk about what it's like performing at the world-famous historic Apollo Theater uptown Manhattan. Actually.
We were supposed to actually perform in Times Square, but since all the things that happened overseas with all like the pandemonium, they wouldn't give us the permits. So we were like, we had 3 days to figure out a venue. And so we're like, dang, where are we gonna perform? So finally, I was like, I want to perform where a place where Michael performed, and they thought of the Apollo, which was basically the first place that Michael really felt that he got his start. and they
Really? He said? I didn't know he said that.
yeah.